We are in conversation with Professor Satinder Dhiman from Woodbury, California. That is Woodbury University, California, and that's at the Burbanks. He's a professor of management, and in Indian context, we call such professors as management gurus. Hearty welcome to you, Professor, to India.
Thank you, sir.
He's the Associate Dean and MBA Director and Chair, and he's also President of the ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, which is basically a link between the Indian corporate houses, NRIs, and of course the government interface, what we have to do for the FDIs, FIIs, strategic developments, and of course across cutting the world over the services sector. And we are talking in this particular series at the beginning of the 2018 on education, education empowerment, education system, teachers, youth, students, trainers, counselors, educators, whatsoever we have got. So Professor, once again, a hearty welcome. Hearty welcome.
Thank you so much. Since you have used this word guru many times, I want to start with that word.
Okay.
The word guru has two parts. Guru. Gu means darkness and ru means remover. So guru is a person who removes the darkness of ignorance with the light of knowledge. That is guru.
Guru. So it's an Indian origin word.
It is an Indian word. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Andhakar nirodhatvat, there is a Sanskrit shloka.
Wow.
Andhakar nirodhatvat, gurur ati abhidhiyate. A person who removes the darkness is called guru.
Beautiful.
So, but I do not know that I will fit into that description, but the word guru is very sacred. You know, it is not something that, you know, you do on a part-time basis, because the teacher is a very important person. And
in shaping somebody's life,
future,
in making somebody's life,
right,
making future, as you
exactly.
mentioned.
Teaching, I believe, having served in this profession for the last 40 years on 4 different continents, I believe that teaching is the noblest of all professions.
Wow.
Why? Because you get to work with 100 students every semester, you know, throughout your life, who are going to be future leaders, who are going to shape the history of the world. So that's why it is a business which should be taken very seriously. And that's why the definition is the one who removes darkness of ignorance with the light of knowledge.
When you mentioned about last 4 decades, and you mentioned and you used the word teacher,
Yes.
I wish to understand what is the difference between educator and teacher.
The word educator in the modern parlance is used in a comprehensive manner. You see, mostly a teacher's job is to teach. Of course, the teacher has to study, the teacher has to research, the teacher has to teach. Those are 3.
Research is also important component.
Research is the most important.
Which we lack quite a bit at a couple of places.
I remember one of the experts saying that a teacher who does not research has nothing to teach. Nothing to teach. Why? Because you are only teaching the old stuff. So a teacher has to first be a student, swadhyay. He has to study, she has to study himself or herself. Then he or she has to do research. Then he will or she will teach. So it's not that, you know, you wake up in the morning and you start teaching just like that.
So I come back to my question again. Difference between educator and teacher.
Sure. The term educator is more comprehensive. It includes not only function of teaching, it also includes curriculum development. It also includes assessment of learning, outcome assessment. All of these phases are included. A teacher is basically a person who teaches. And in teaching is included study, research, and teaching itself. However, an educator is a person who, in addition to being a teacher, is also taking care of different aspects of teaching equation, the whole teaching equation, from starting development of curriculum, delivery of the curriculum, what type of learners are there, and then ultimately how you evaluate that the learning has taken place. So education or educator in this context is a broader term than a teacher. But both of them mean more or less the same thing. Generally in the literature of higher education or education, the word teacher is confined to the person who teaches, and educator is somebody who has a broad understanding of the education field, hence educator.
Professor Sir, when we go through different, particularly professionals' profiles, those are dealing with education world over, One of the name which is very popular and known to most of us is Sir Ken Robinson.
Yes, I'm familiar with him. Actually, as a matter of fact, we invited him to our university at Woodbury University. He was invited as a speaker.
Okay.
He's an authority on creativity.
Creativity
In education, and his contribution is paramount and very well respected.
And one of the book which he has authored is called "Do Schools Kill Creativity?"
Yes, actually, that was the topic of his talk at our university also. And his TED talk is also one of the best viewed talk on TED.
Yeah, the title itself is. I would say it requires a lot of deliberation and it requires a lot of in-depth.
Yes.
I think in the next episode, I'm going to talk and I'm going to focus on creativity part. And of course, we will talk about Sir Ken Robinson also in detail.
Right. Actually, we will focus on just that, that how schools kill creativity. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
And we will also talk about how we should avoid that.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much to be with us on this particular program. And Professor Saab is visiting India at the first week of 2018, which has just started. And he has got a lot in the reservoir and lot in the storage to share with us. And of course, I always believe that we learn throughout the life from each other. I also wish that we should share the information, whatsoever you're going to impart with everybody. Please, visit us, subscribe our channel. What we have got is youtube.com/GS Motivator. And also, I would request you like us, follow us, or comment on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And we meet soon again. Don't go anywhere. We are just meeting.
We will be back.